Hi there, and welcome to Storytime with Kay. Today we will read Puppy Dog Pals, Adventures in Puppy Sitting by Annie Auerbach and illustrated by the Disney Storybook Art Team. This book was published by Disney Press in 2017. One morning, Bob woke up the puppies with some good news. Morning, sleepy snouts. Guess what, guys? My friend just got a new puppy named Baby. Baby? Bingo and Raleigh thought that was a funny name for a puppy. She doesn't want the puppy to get lonely while she's at work, so I said Baby can stay here with you today, and you can keep her company. The Pugs thought that was a great idea. As soon as Bob left to go get Baby, Bingo looked at Raleigh. Let's get ready. Their mission was to be the best puppy sitters ever. Bingo pointed out that great puppy sitters always have food ready. Raleigh agreed. So let's give Baby her own dish. To help her feel at home. Bingo found a small teacup to use as Baby's bowl. If we each share a few of our kibbles, that'll fill it up. Raleigh added some kibble to the teacup. Bow and wow. Raleigh looked at his brother. What else do great puppy sitters do? They're good at making sure puppies get naps. We need to find a spot for Baby's nap time. From the bookshelf, Hissy chimed in. Baby could sleep in one of Bob's shoes. That's what you two goofballs used to do. Raleigh smiled when he remembered sleeping in Loafy, Bob's old loafer shoe. The puppies went searching for it. In Bob's closet, they burrowed through a pile of Bob's shoes. Raleigh pulled out the oldest, rattiest one. Loafy, my old sleeping shoe. And I still fit. Sort of, not really. The Pugs were sure that Baby would love sleeping in Loafy, just as soon as Raleigh could get out of it. Next, they decided to gather some toys for Baby to play with. Raleigh wondered what kind of toys little puppies played with. Hissy looked down. Okay, first of all, you're still puppies. Raleigh shook his head. We mean when we were littler puppies. We get a little bit less little every day. Hissy pointed out a photo. Well, you loved that Squeaky toy. I used to throw it for you to fetch when I was bored. Bingo's eyes got wide. You mean Mr. Mousy? I haven't seen that Squeaky toy in forever. The Pugs ran to find Mr. Mousy. It was old and worn, and it was missing its nose, but the puppies knew Baby would still love it. Just then, the pups heard the front door open. Bob was home with the puppy. They ran over, excited to meet little Baby. Bob stood in the doorway, holding onto a leash. Come on in, Baby. But when the new puppy walked through the door, Hissy and the Pugs were in for a great big surprise. Little Baby was a gigantic Great Dane puppy. Bingo looked up, way up, at the new arrival. Whoa, that's one big baby. Hissy quickly stood up and then hightailed it out of the room. Good luck with the puppy sitting. If you need me, I'll be hiding. I mean napping. Raleigh just shook his head. She is not going to fit in that shoe. After Bob left for work, Baby started whimpering and crying. But Bingo and Raleigh knew just what to do to make the puppy feel better. Don't worry, Baby. It's our mission to be the greatest puppy sitters ever. Bingo nudged Mr. Mousy toward her. Baby sniffed it, gave it a quick lick, and in 3 seconds flat, Mr. Mousy was completely covered in slobber. Baby grabbed the squeaky toy. Her tail wagged excitedly, and she was off. She happily threw Mr. Mousy in the air and then ran after it, knocking over everything in her path. Soon the whole room was a complete mess. Before the living room got completely ruined, Raleigh realized they had to find something else for Baby to do. I know what I always want to do. Eat. The Pugs led Baby into the kitchen and offered her the small teacup of food they had prepared. But Baby devoured her food in one bite, and then ate both bowls of the Pugs' food too. After her meal and a big slurp of water, Baby tossed Mr. Mousy onto the kitchen table. Then she jumped up to fetch the toy, but she lost her balance, tipping the table over and sending everything on it crashing to the ground. Bingo looked at Raleigh. We'd better get Baby outside before she destroys the house. Luckily, as the 3 pups went out through the doggy door, ARF zoomed in to do what he did best, clean up the mess. In the backyard, Bingo and Raleigh decided to teach Baby some tricks. First, Bingo showed Baby how to sit. Hey Baby, sit. Sit on your bottom, like this. Baby copied Bingo and sat down. Unfortunately, she sat right on Raleigh. Now teach her to stand up. Next, Bingo picked up a stick. This is called fetch. I throw the stick, and Raleigh brings it back. Bingo threw the stick across the yard. Ta-da! Raleigh dropped it in front of Baby. Now it's your turn, Baby. Bring back the stick. Bingo picked up the stick again and threw it. Not even Baby can make a mess playing fetch in the backyard. Or could she? Instead of fetching the stick, Baby came back with an entire tree in her mouth. Raleigh looked at his brother. If we stay here, Baby might destroy the whole yard. Then I think really great puppy sitters would take a puppy to the dog park. Let's go. After Baby and the Pugs left for the park, ARF looked around at the extra big mess in the backyard. He couldn't wait to clean it up. At the dog park, Baby ran around excitedly as Bingo and Raleigh showed her all the neat stuff there was to do there. Bingo watched her explore. Baby sure seems happy. Look at us being great puppy sitters. Suddenly, the pug saw something flying through the air. Stick! Bingo and Raleigh took off after it. Baby started to follow them. But then she heard a squeak. Across the park, Baby spotted a Squeaky stuffed toy. Joyfully, she ran over and picked it up. But the Squeaky toy belonged to Cupcake. What's the big idea? That's mine. Cupcake grabbed the other end of the toy and pulled. Baby playfully tugged back until Cupcake narrowed her eyes and growled. Baby let go. That's right. Go find your own Squeaky toy. Baby's eyes brightened, and then she ran off without looking back. Meanwhile, Bingo and Raleigh took the stick back to its owner. Now that's how you play fetch, Baby. Bingo turned to find her, but she was gone. The Pugs looked all around the dog park, but Baby was nowhere to be seen. Cupcake walked over to them. Are you looking for that big, drooly puppy that tried to take my Squeaky toy before she ran out of here? Raleigh nodded. Which way did she go? Cupcake just shook her head. Only you two could lose the biggest puppy in the dog park. Then it struck Bingo. She is the biggest. Raleigh, we just have to follow the biggest paw prints. Raleigh looked down and spotted a large paw print in the dirt. Like this one? Exactly like that one. Bingo looked around and found a whole trail of big paw prints. Follow those paw prints. Thanks, Cupcake. Ah, biscuits, I wasn't trying to help. Bingo and Raleigh followed the paw prints out of the park. Then they followed the trail of prints and slobber through the neighborhood until they realized they were headed straight for their house. Bingo stopped suddenly. Raleigh, I think I figured it out. Baby was trying to play with Cupcake's squeaky toy right before she ran off. She's going back to our house for Mr. Mousy. Back at the house, the Pugs were delighted to find Hissy playing fetch with Baby and Mr. Mousy. Bingo smiled at his brother. Hi, Paw, Raleigh. Hi, Paw, Bingo. Hissy stopped when she saw the Pugs. I've got to admit, it is kind of fun to have a puppy around to play this game again. Raleigh grinned. You know, we're still puppies too. I mean, we're still a little bit little. Hissy shrugged. Then get in this game. There's room for 2 more. Yes. Later, when Bob got home, the house was quiet. He found all the animals snuggled up together. Bob smiled at Bingo and Raleigh. Wow, the puppy really tuckered you out, huh? The Pugs sleepily opened their eyes. Looks like you guys ended up being great puppy sitters. Yep, it had been a big day for the little puppy sitters. Mission accomplished. The end. Thank you for reading along. Be sure to rate and follow us for new episodes posted daily.